I was 4 years old when I officially started playing. My first team was at Strawberry Vale Little League in Victoria. I vividly remember wearing a shirt that was 2 sizes too big for me, but I didn't care at the time. I was just happy to be playing real t-ball for the first time in my life. Catching the ball, throwing the ball, hitting the ball, I just loved it all. My mom always said that I loved to play with round objects growing up. Bouncy balls, tennis balls, baseballs, it didn't matter. I would throw them around my house and chase after them for hours at a time. She compared me to a dog when I was growing up, except I didn't need someone else to play fetch with me. Fast forward 8 years, and I was considered one of the best players in my city for my age group. And while this isn't saying much, considering I come from a city of only 350,000 on an island off the west coast of Canada, it still felt like a decent accomplishment to me at the time. 2 years later, and I did not make a team that I tried out for the first time in my life. I remember getting off the phone with the coach who told me that I need to get bigger, faster, and stronger, and my whole world just felt like it had come crashing down around me. I remember I just bawled my eyes out for a whole hour that night. But more importantly, I devoted myself to making that team the next year round. I prioritized baseball over hanging out with my friends for the first time in my life, and I would just spend hours alone at the park down the road from my house, just swinging and just hitting the baseball for hours at a time, and then doing sprints by myself before I went home. And the next year I did make the team. I've played baseball for 16 years now, and at a high level for the better part of the last 10.
Wow.
The sound of a baseball hitting the mitt, whap, is just one of the most calming sounds to me. Just kind of weird, but looking back, there are many things that have impacted me and shaped me to the person I am today. And today I'm going to tell you about one of those things, being baseball, and how it has affected me. So I'm going to tell you how it's helped me deal with failure, how it has made me aware of how to bounce back from a setback, and how the process of trying to achieve a great goal has actually taught me more about myself than about baseball. So first I'll let you know how it helped me deal with failure. Baseball is unique from any other sport in that if you are successful 3 out of every 10 times when hitting a baseball, that's considered very good. And if you do this at a professional level, you will probably end up in the Hall of Fame one day. So obviously they don't tell you this when you're 10. I remember multiple times coming home from the field with tears rolling down my cheeks because I did not get one hit that day. I just felt like a complete and utter failure. But what I did not know at this time was that this was teaching me a very important lesson, that failure is imminent in life, and it's all about how we actually deal with failure. So you actually only fail, in my opinion, if you fail to learn anything from failing. If you learn something, you didn't fail, you actually learned. So this seemed like a very small lesson at the time, but it was a very big lesson down the road. And this lesson would actually pay off sooner than I thought, when baseball would teach me how to bounce back from a setback. So whether it's for a job or a relationship or a sport, being told that you're not good enough for something is a truly unique feeling. I know when I get rejected for something, my head starts to spin in all sorts of directions, wondering, maybe if I had just changed this one thing, would the result have been different for myself? This is how I felt when I got rejected from a team for the first time when I was 14 years old. I wondered to myself, what made these other kids good enough? Why wasn't I good enough? What could I do to make myself good enough? It taught me how to use rejection as a source of fuel to just get better and prove them wrong in the future. This has also carried into other aspects of my life. When I receive a grade that I'm not satisfied with, I do some thinking back and usually find a way to improve it the next time. When I'm told that when a relationship doesn't go the way that I want it to, I look back and find ways to better myself as a person and overall as a human being. When I'm told I'm not good enough for a sport or a job, this makes me want to work even harder and prove them wrong in the future. What this taught me, a setback at a young age of not making a baseball team, it caused me to crack at the time, but it actually caused me to also come back and be better prepared in the future and in other aspects of my life as well. So one thing that I am very grateful for is that baseball has allowed me to achieve or pursue a grand goal of making it to the major leagues one day. and I've learned a lot about myself in the process, which I will share with you now. We all have days that we don't feel like doing anything. We don't feel like participating in life in general. We don't feel like leaving the house. Sometimes we don't even feel like leaving your bed to turn off Netflix. What this has taught me is that sometimes, like, if you're trying to achieve something great in life, you have to do some things even when you don't feel like doing it at all. Some days I've literally felt like doing anything else other than going to the gym or playing baseball, but you just have to do it anyways, and that's something that this has taught me. So, sorry. The pursuit of something great has taught me, or has shown me a lot of stuff that I didn't know about myself in the process. Firstly, I learned what I'm willing to endure to do something that I love. I was injured for a year and a half, and I wasn't able to play baseball during that time, but I came back even stronger, and I'm able to play again. So it taught me what I'm willing to go through to actually do something that I love. Secondly, it taught me that sometimes you just have to put your head down and do the work, no matter if you like it or not. So by this point, it is clear to see how impactful this one sport has been on my life. It's crazy to think that the simple decision to play baseball has had an impact on so many other areas of my life, and the person that I am today as well as where I am. So to state one last time, baseball quickly taught me how to deal with failure and how to come back better in the future. It taught me how to embrace setbacks and become a better person and better player because of them. And it showed me that in the pursuit of something grand, you often learn a lot more about yourself in the process. Baseball is not a game for everyone, and it doesn't have to be. It's something that I'm able to dive into and just forget about the rest of my life for a couple hours. I'm so happy that baseball is the sport I chose to pursue, even though I didn't know that it would be when I was younger. Every day it helps me grow as a person, and every day it helps me better myself. Even when I step on the field now, I think back to that little 4-year-old kid in the oversized jersey with the ear-to-ear grin on his face, just happy to be on the field with the other kids, playing baseball, and not knowing that this amazing, frustrating game would have such an impact in the young man he is today. Thank you.